Hello my friends, welcome again to my video channel. Today we will start a new project, and yes, I can promise it's a real project now, not one of these projects I had in the last weeks or months, which have been rather simple or no projects. Drake TR7, and this TR7 needs some work. I assume a lot of work. The owner sent it to me and made a list, a rather long list, what it is wrong. My answer to the owner was it would have been easier to write down what is okay with this transceiver, not what is wrong. The list is rather long. Okay, band switch is scratchy, we know it. Transmit relay doesn't energize. It takes about 10 seconds. And there's a big spark on the contacts. Doesn't sound good. The digital board, the TR7 connections must be loose, as frequency changes when they are moved. It's a known problem of the TR7, bad solder connections on the pins. The PA brick needs some check or rework. The VFO seems stiff. That's true, I can confirm. The outer ring doesn't move with the knob, and after some turns suddenly we feel a resistance inside that the PTO moves. Obviously the mechanism isn't okay. Maybe the grease is dried out. Meter seems slow. Don't know what it means. This meter slow. Okay. It isn't the fastest meter, as I know. Replace pot with multi-term ones. Yes, it's necessary. On the voltage stabilizer board there are some pots which need better ones, needs replacement. And the disadvantage of these pots is that they are very touchy and that they are very badly located on the top. And when we open the case, then there's a danger to disadjust these pots. Okay, screws at the bottom which hold the cabinet, well, they are cracked off. That's it, a lot of work, and I assume there are more items. That's my experience. The owners know only some of the problems. So let's do a first optical inspection, outside and inside. In the moment I do not energize the transceiver. I do first an optical inspection also inside, and then I will try to energize it very carefully. The panel is okay. A lot of dirt on it, no problem. One of the main issues seems to be the VFO. We can focus on it. When I move it, nothing happens, and suddenly there is a grip. No grip, nothing happens, and then there is a grip, and the outer skirt is very loose. There's a rubber inside. Maybe the rubber is bad. Don't know, but this can be repaired, of course. The other knobs, the switch, okay, should be cleaned. Some of the pots are rather stiff. Maybe a drop of oil will help. The cabinet is rather dirty. Don't know what happened. It's not sticky. It's not the sticky paint, but it doesn't also look very good. Well, on the rear side there's also something which should be repaired. The connection of the fan. Fan is dirty. Don't know why it is disconnected. I hope it's a 115 volt version, but there is no label on it as I see. I will check it. These cinch connectors are very corroded. I think they have to be replaced. I think I cannot clean them. These contacts are okay. Also this side, broken. It's always broken here. But I think this is the wrong one. This should be on the other side. There's also some overhead. They are not identical. I think this one should be there and this one should be there, but that's not the problem. Let's take off the cabinet. The cabinet is not fixed, no screws on it. It looks rather good inside. Okay, a lot of dust. I think it was stored in a not very friendly environment. Here I see a cut wire. The counter input. And this is also a cut wire. I think this is this because the counter can be also used externally. If there's an input counter, here there's a switch, normal extern, and in position extern the internal counter can be used as a frequency counter for external use. Makes no sense in our days. I assume this is this wire, but why is it cut? Who did this and why? I don't know. This is not correct. Should be there. Nice. But this looks rather good. Okay, this relay has a problem. The owner told me. Well, I will see what's going on there. The contacts of the band switch. Okay, they are rather black. The shielding I will remove later. At the moment not. Let's have a look at the bottom side. Okay, the bottom side here, see we can see the problem. The screws are broken, the bolts are in, but the heads are missing. Okay, there's no screw. Broken, broken, broken. Broken, no screw, broken, broken. Hey, how can this happen? I understand one broken screw. But we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 broken screws. 6 from 8 are broken. I don't understand. Okay. I will take off this. Okay, loose, no problem. I will take off this cover. The bottom cover is out. Okay, it looks rather pristine. No signs of corrosion. What is this? A modification. I have an idea what it is. Who did this and why? But in general it looks rather good. Contacts, okay, have to be cleaned. ALC board. But it looks good. There is one modification made I have seen. Where is it? Slowly, here is it. This trace is interrupted. This is a known modification of the TR7. When this is interrupted, the transmit function is enabled for all frequencies between 0 and 30 megahertz. This blocks, when the wire is connected, it blocks the transmit outside amateur radio bands. And I think this here is a set of diodes. Because here we have the AUX7 board, which is an option. Obviously it is not installed as I see. No, there is no auxiliary 7 board installed. So someone has here installed some diodes for programming some frequencies. Maybe the so-called new WARC bands, then there are diodes. Well, I have an idea what this could be, but I have to look what it is. But there are no interruptions, so it's a parallel connection, and this switch here is then connected to this one, the programming switch, which programs other bands outside the set bands here from the amateur radio bands. Okay, I can check it, no problem. There's a tape around. Why is the tape? But in general it looks rather good. No, I think there are no big modifications made. So I can continue. And my first step is I will take out all boards and check them board by board. Before I take out the modules, I will do a first test. I will energize the RX part and the frequency generation only, not the PA brick. I connect only the plug on the rear side with a 12 volt for the RX part. Power supply switched on. Switch it on here and then I increase the voltage slowly. 7 volt, 8, 12, 13 volt. Looks good. I'm in range 1.5 megahertz. 2.5, okay. Calibrator is on. It's rather weird, the mechanical scale does not work. Now there's a grip. The PDO reacts. Okay, this S meter is slow, but I think it's only a question of the time constant. That's normal. The S meter has no problem, we are in LSB mode. Passband tuning is okay. Rid is okay. The AF pot does not go down to 0. It's due to the switch. It's a little bit a problem. I will try now the PTT function where the owner said that there's a problem. No problem. Maybe the relay is not perfect in the socket. There is a clamp missing, so the relay maybe is not perfect in the socket. I will check it later, but that's obviously also okay. Up and down. I go to 7 megahertz, 7 between 10. Lowest one, up. Okay, this seems to work. No real problem. $850. Oh, what's this? 28. Wasn't it 27? Maybe it's an error from my side. That's also good. Filter. Okay. A is full bandwidth. Maybe there's a resistor in. We will see when we take it out. Noise blank, I don't know whether it is installed. But in general it's okay. Now I check the auxiliary program. Okay, set band, that means that this is not correct set. It's 1.3. I understand it's for the reception of AM broadcast band, but the set band shouldn't be lit, as I understand it. And here is nothing, we have a free running VFO or VCO. These three settings are programmed by the diodes we have seen on the main board, but I'm a little bit surprised this band is lit. Okay, set band. In general it works. Seems that there are some problems with contacts and so on. Vox, okay. The TR relay works, no problem. Okay, I think the first test is rather successful. I didn't check in the moment the output. I will do it later. First I will try to take out all boards to check the contacts, clean the contacts. Also the pots and switches need some cleaning. And the main problem, as I see, is the PTO. The mechanic is rather a little bit stiff and sloppy. There is a problem with the synchronizing between mechanic scale and the frequency indication here is not perfect. Now it stands to 100. 1.5, but it should be 1600. It's 1770. That is not okay. There is something wrong. Let's take it apart. Now we are at the end of part 1 of the series about the Drake TR7 transceiver. The mechanical condition could be better, but I think the problems can all be solved. The electrical condition seems good. A little bit of strange behavior, but I think everything can be done. And of course we need a realignment at the end of this project. Stay healthy, stay tuned. See you on this channel.